Hello, welcome to class. Today we're talking about a very, very important topic titled positioning in CSS. Positioning in CSS, all right? So I believe you'd have come across our previous video on positioning in custom CSS, all right? They work similarly, they work alike. The only difference is that here in Tailwind, the naming system is different and the application is different, but they follow the same mode of workings. All right. So first of all, this is Tailwind. First of all, you have to go and link your HTML element to the Tailwind server using the place CDN. All right. If you don't know how to do that, just look at the screen. Go to get started here. Then you can go to installation, then installing using the play CDN here. All right. So you just see the script file here, the script tag here. You can just copy and add to the head of your title, to the head of your HTML document, and you are good to go. So we are connected. So let's see how does positioning. What is the naming system for positioning here in Tailwind? So we'll just search. Go to the Tailwind documentation. Search for positioning. Then you will. So this is it. All right. So here the Tailwind positioning is added by just calling the name directly. Unlike in custom CSS, you have to call the position property, then add the value. Here, you just add it on whatever this or whatever element you want to add the position. Just go ahead and call the position directly. All right. As we all know, the static is the default position of every element on the HTML document. The default is static. So we have the fixed, the absolute, the relative, and the stick. So it follows. You can go through my previous videos on custom CSS. You see position in there. You just have a clearer picture about this. We're just trying to show you how you can add positioning in here in Tailwind CSS. All right. So let's just go ahead. I already created boxes that looks like this. Let me copy part here, copy part, then I go to new tab here, run. So I already have some boxes here. I just want to add my stylings on. All right. So let's begin with the static. All right. Like we all know, the static is the default positioning of every element on the HTML document. All right. So remember, for the position value to work on any element, it has to be accompanied with either the top, one of the top, bottom, left, or right. That is, you have to define where you want, which part of the web page you want it to be positioned. All right. So let's go ahead. We come here. You have the static. So we just go ahead straight up. Normally, if that was in custom CSS, we have to call the position property, but the tailwind here, we have prebuilt CSS classes, all right, that makes us able to style our HTML document easier and faster without even using any external CSS document. All right, so let's go ahead and just add the static here. Static. So let's look at the positioning. Let's see how it works here. All right. Let's say an example here. So you see, you add the absolute. You see how they added it here, right? You have the static here, then or the absolute here. Then you have the bottom dash zero, left dash zero. You are trying to define which part of the web page should it be positioned in an absolute manner. All right. So the directions are there, bottom zero, left zero. All right. So this is added here in Tailwind CSS. So let's go ahead and just add the statics. Like I don't know, we'll see little change here. Static, then we'll say okay, top dash zero, right dash zero. All right. So go ahead here, run this here on our browser. Run it on our browser here. I see there was no change at all on this box, no change at all, because by default, every HTML element has the default position of static. All right, so let's go to the second relative. We all know how the relative or relative here, the element moves slightly around its given position. It moves very slightly around the given position. All right, so let's add the relative here. We want to just go ahead and add the property itself according to Tailwind. That can also we can say, and top of two, then left of three. So what this is going to do, right? Like we all know, if you went through the other video where I made about custom CSS, positioning custom CSS, you know that whatever direction you add on a box that's kind of a position of relative is going to move opposite of that direction. Like here, I'm placing that, okay, we are placing this element at a relative position, top of three and left of three. What it's going to do now is going to move opposite to that direction. All right. It's going to say we're expecting it to move bottom right. So let's go ahead and reload this page. I see that it has moved bottom right. So let's look at the absolute positioning here. The absolute positioning here, you have the absolute power to be able to move an element to any part of the web page you want it to be. Just like having an absolute power, like in the military, you have the absolute power, or like an appointment. So here, absolute top 0, right 0. All right. Here you run this here. All right. It's move. You can move an element around to any position on a given web page. All right. So the absolute positioning gives you the absolute power, or the absolute authority to be able to move an element and position it any way you want it to position on the web page. So let's look at the fixed positioning, the fixed position. So here, like the word fixed, you just glue it to a particular position, to a particular point on your web page. So we'll come here, add fixed, we'll say fixed, then top of, okay, let me say bottom because we have something at the top, bottom of 0 and right of 0. All right, of 0, I mean. So that's what the fixed. If you reload this page here, you see it's fixed here. All right, it's fixed here. So unlike the absolute, if I scroll, it's going to scroll correctly according to the web document, movement of the web document. But the fixed, so long as this element is fixed here, even though you scroll, it's not going to respond to any scrolling. All right, then we'll have the sticky. The sticky is a mixture, or like we all know, is a mixture of the relative positioning and also and the fixed position. All right, so it's a mixture of them. So if you want to get clearer, I can refer to our previous video on positioning in custom CSS. You can refer to it for a better and clearer understanding. All right, thank you very much. See you soon.